Hello, in this video we're going to be talking about planning events for student organizations. This is part 3 of the 3-video certified user program. The first was student organization finances, the second was student organization travel, and this is all about student organization event planning. Make sure you've watched the other 2 videos before watching this one because it will make a lot more sense. So for this video, we are going to base it on a timeline, what you should do every month or every week when it comes to planning an event. So 2 to 3 months in advance, this is when you want to start thinking about what event you want to host and some of the big picture logistics that come along with it. So make sure that this is a conversation with everyone in your club. It shouldn't just be the executive board. It should be a group process. Everyone is involved in regards to what people want to see, what can happen, what would interest others. You want to determine the audience. Who is this event for? Is it just for students? Is it for the greater New Haven community? Who do you want to participate? And identify individuals that will be taking the lead on planning things. So maybe thinking about setting up different committees that are led up by different executive board members. How do you get other club members involved? This is a great way to practice member retention. If there's something for our club members to do, they are more likely to come back every week. Reserve the space on OwlConnect. Register your event on OwlConnect. This should be done no less than 3 weeks in advance. It takes about 3 to 5 business days for all requests to be reviewed. And as you know, on our campus, space goes fast. So getting your event request out onto OwlConnect as soon as you know what you want to do should be a priority. Then from there, you want to establish a budget. So how much do you need? Why do you need it? What are the different aspects of your budget? Is it a performer? Is it a space? Is it police, supplies, decorations? What do you need money for? This could possibly be covered by your club's fundraising account or your operating budget, or this is something that you need to do a SAFAC proposal for. SAFAC proposals must be submitted a minimum 30 days before the event. So this is a good time to start putting that in and giving the committee time to give you an answer as to how much you'll get so you can continue your planning. If you want to have performers or speakers at your event, make sure you contact me, Daphne Alston, the Assistant Director in Student Involvement, so I can help you negotiate any contracts that need to get done on behalf of your organization. Remember, student organizations, student leaders should not be signing any contract under any circumstance. A month in advance, this is when you want to start thinking about any paperwork that needs to get done to get things paid for. So do you need to do a payment request form? Do you need to do a contract? Do you need to do a P-card request form? Putting all that stuff in. Most of those forms require 15 business days in advance for it to be submitted. We're saying do this one month in advance so you'll know you have the money and you'll be able to spend the money when you are ready. You want to start designing a marketing and promotion plan at this time as well. Assign tasks to your club members. So again, keeping everyone involved. Everyone has a to-do list, whether it's just one item or 10. Everyone has something to contribute to the event. If you're looking to sell tickets for your event, we have a system called Marketplace. So this is a website that people can go to pay for their ticket for your event. So just contact us in Student Involvement so we can set up a marketplace site for you. And if you are looking to have an event that has more than 100 or so folks, then we want to make sure we're contacting campus police to make sure everything is all set and booked for that. 3 weeks in advance, you want to start promoting your event. So I always go by the rule of 3. Promote your event 3 weeks in advance, 3 different ways, 3 different times. So ideally, you want to have a new way of promoting your event each week, 3 weeks leading up to your event. You want to finalize your staff volunteers, whether it's people in your club, people in your academic department, advisors, just getting everyone set, the events in their calendar, they know when to show up. You're going to be placing a catering order with Chartwells or any other outside caterer that you're going to be working with. This is a good time to start ticket sales. You want to purchase your supplies and decorations at this time. So you've done your P-card request forms. Then you're going to start ordering things, especially if they need to be shipped. You're going to leave enough time for shipping to happen. You're going to send out invitations to any special guests or university officials. This is your absolute last chance to have your space reserved for your event. So if this is a larger event, if you are trying to put in a request 3 weeks in advance for a room like the ballroom, you're not going to get it. But if it's something smaller and you need a simple meeting room, maybe B121 in Engelman, then 3 weeks in advance really is the shortest amount of time you want to leave between your event to put in a request. 1 to 2 weeks in advance, you're continuing to promote your event. You're confirming all payments. The contracts are done, so you're just making sure checks and everything will be able to get completed correctly. You're confirming everything, confirming catering, you're confirming space setup, you're confirming details with your performers and speakers, and you're confirming any audio and visual needs. The day of the event, you are getting there early to make sure the room is set up and try to troubleshoot any issues that are apparent. You are introducing yourself to any operations staff. If there's a vendor that you have coming in, you're meeting with them and letting them know you are the point of contact. You're organizing your volunteers, and you are cleaning up and setting up the room so everything's ready to go. We really want our student organizations to get into the habit of tracking attendance at their events. So you can track your attendance through OwlConnect, and we have HootLoot swipes that you can borrow from our office to swipe at your event. So you can come to student involvement the day of or the day before your event and sign out a HootLoot swipe. So you can swipe students in with their ID. This gives you the opportunity to then pull in a report of all the people that participated, and you can even email them and ask them if they had any feedback, if they would come to another event like this, or if you simply just want to invite them to your next club meeting. After the event, it's really big cleanup and finalizing and closing things out. So you want to remove any advertisements or flyers you have around campus. You want to close out any cash collected receipts. You're collecting receipts and giving them to your treasurer. If you were collecting cash at your event, you're making sure that that's getting deposited within 1 business day. You are sending thank you notes. And you are evaluating your program. You should always spend time evaluating your program and getting feedback. Make sure you create an event checklist of things that need to get done. And as you're going through the event, you are checking things off and feeling like you are on track and that everything is planned out. Think outside the box. Don't just do the same thing you've seen over and over again. Every organization has their own mission and purpose, and you should be able to create an event that's unique to your mission and purpose. There's no I in team. There shouldn't be one person planning an event for an entire organization. Events don't make great clubs. Thoughtful meetings, getting to know your members, making people feel like they are important and that you want them to come back is what makes a great club. Give yourself enough time to set up and break down. Promote your event, talking to people, social media, getting the word out. Be attentive and always think about your pink elephant. So the pink elephant is essentially what makes you unique and different. What makes your club stand out? What makes this program stand out? What's your why? think about that as things get difficult, as they always will when planning events. But your why is that little cute pink elephant. We also encourage you to work with reputable vendors and performers. So these are folks that will work with you to get paperwork done on time. They're not delaying with responses. They are mindful about student organization budgets, so they're not going to charge you the most. They are there early and they stay a little bit later to make sure that they're cleaning up after themselves. When you are working with folks and they tell you to sign a contract, don't work with them. If they're ever giving you a difficult time about this, you really need to make sure that you connect with your advisor and the Office of Student Involvement, but also know that you have enough flexibility to just go work with someone else. Because for every one person that does a particular thing, there's probably 15 other people that do the same thing and are ready to work with a college campus. If they want your phone number, make sure they understand that it is only for that day, not for them to continue calling you after the contract and services are completed. We also want you to think outside the box when it comes to promoting your event. So we have a lot of things listed here, but try to think of unique ways. There's lots of flyers out there, lots of quarter sheets, social media posts. What's something that your club can do that falls within the rules and guidelines of the facilities and spaces on our campus, but it will get you noticed. We do have graphic designers in our office that will be able to create free flyers, posters, logos for your organization. So please make sure to take advantage of that. When you have a flyer, you can always send it to Student Involvement and we will be able to display them on the TVs that are on campus that have different flyers on them. The Office of Integrated Communications loves working with student organizations to schedule social media takeovers for the university, and they post event flyers for student organizations as well. So making sure you're connecting with that department to use their resources. When you're hosting your event, make sure you're creating an atmosphere. Make sure that it's a space where people feel welcome, where people feel like something is going on and an effort has been put in. So it doesn't need to look like the most lavish event. It doesn't need to look like the most expensive event, but it needs to look like an event where people care about what's going on and they are looking to contribute something to the larger campus community. So those are the main elements that we have for event planning for student organizations. One thing you want to think about is, one, plan in advance. Plan in advance. Once you have the idea, run with it. Another thing to keep in mind is work with the Office of Student Involvement. We have involvement assistants, we have graduate interns, and we have staff members that are here to help you through the whole process. Make sure you keep your advisor in the loop as well. Your student organization advisor is there to support you, to help bounce ideas off of, and keep you on track in regards to university policies and procedures. So you're not in this alone. You can take your time. There's lots of resources and support, and our club and organization events are at times some of our best campus traditions. So make sure that you are mindful about what you're hosting, why you're hosting it, and how it can be something that has sustainability and it's long lasting for your organization. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your third and last video for this certified user program, please take the time to take the quiz. Again, you just have to get a 20 out of 25 to pass the quiz. You can take it multiple times, but we ask that you pass within 3 tries. After that, we probably need to do this training in person. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, Daphne Alston, or come visit us in the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership Development.